game.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
They set the pick. And stolen by Cousins. All sorts of time. Rebound by Rose. Sacramento on defense. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Here's Rondo. And Isaac kicks to Rondo. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Rudy Gay hits them both.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
To the inside. And then Cousins with the dunk.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish. And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated in stride.
Down low, and stolen by Butler. The shot is off. And it's the Kings taking it the other way. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Here's Gay. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That is his first foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Chicago making a switch here. Noah's checked in. So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
And former coach of the year, George Karl, making his way back into the league last season. Kings picked him up halfway through the year to kind of stabilize their coaching situation.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. The drive by Cousins. Chicago grabs the miss. And what a pickup to get a guy like Karl, Greg, on their bench, as you mentioned. He's just been a winner, Clark, his entire career.
Well, he's climbing the ladder in the all-time wins category as a coach, and also he's a cancer survivor. He's overcome a battle with cancer, and that also lends itself to having great compassion and respect for George Karl.
As did his son, Kobe.
That's right.
That? Yeah.
That's right. It was a family affair.
Whoa! Nasty. Absolutely filthy.
And the building is stunned, partner. He dug deep into his bag of tricks.
I tell you what, I hope he keeps that one handy. I want to see that one again.
And there's a foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
And the Kings making a change here. Collison's out there. Chicago also making some changes. McDermott's checked in for Dunley. Etwan Moore comes in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Brooks in for Rose. Poked away. And it'll be Sacramento as it goes out of bounds. The Kings retain possession.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
1:29 left to play in the first quarter. Collison dishes to Cousins. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty. And he just has that effortless knack for getting inside.
And guys, how about how fearsome he is at times? I mean, you'd hate to be the guy tasked with guarding him.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Executed to perfection.
I don't think we're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
No doubt about it, unless you're the dunkie. Because if you're the dunker, it's great. I don't necessarily appreciate somebody slamming one on the top of my head.
Well, you got to get out from under the hoop if you want to stay away, if you want to stay out of the poster.
Good on the shot.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot.
The drive by Brooks. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Chicago shooting their first free throws of the game. First one falls for him.
And I think it's fair to say last season was a bit of a transition year for the Kings. I mean, after firing Malone and the injuries to their stars, they just tried to build for the future, realizing that was going to be in their best interest.
Moore with the steal. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's McDermott. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
On deep, Gay. It's rebounded by Noah. Here's Moore. 1 second left. And it's McDermott laying it in.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter of play. Bulls lead by 1. Live from Sacramento, you're watching 2K Sports.
All right, Sacramento, please welcome to the court America's best team.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Portis is out there with McDermott. Then there's Noah. Then it's Brooks. And it's Holiday in the 2 guard. Cousins, the pass to Ace. On deep, Gay goes back up. Here's McLemore. The good-looking shot from the wing. McLemore's got the first basket of the second quarter for Sacramento. Holiday with it. Gay picks him up defensively. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. They get it again. Here's Noah. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Bulls shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
And the Kings last season struggled with just about everybody. And the Eastern Conference was no different. Just couldn't get the wins they needed to keep pace in their conference.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Clark, the Kings last season only 11 wins in 30 games against the Eastern Conference. Only had more out of the conference wins than the Wolves last season. That was not a good number.
Yeah, and the Kings didn't have a winning record against any Eastern division either. So you can't make up ground in the West if you can't beat the teams in the East.
Sacramento making some changes. Cauley Stein comes in for Quincy Ace, and it's Collison in for Rajon Rondo. And Chicago also making a switch. Morris checked in for McDermott. Stolen by Collison. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And with that shot, the Kings lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Moore.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Brooks with it. Picked up by Collison. And it's Moore penetrating. Brooks kicks to Holiday. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Holiday's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Here's Brooks. The shot no good. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. 9 feet out. It's rebound. By Noah. Noah's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Moore dishes to Noah. He feeds it to Brooks. Again, the miss by Brooks. The Kings have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. It's picked off. To the middle. Pass to Portis. And there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That'll be his second foul of the game. Some changes for Sacramento. Quincy Aces checked in for Cauley Stein. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Darren Collison. Here's Gabe. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. Taj Gibson picks one up.
Wow, that is a strong move there to go in for the dunk.
And I like the job the defense did to not let him have it. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And he gets it to go. Rose has got the game tied up here for the Bulls.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air. That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when the steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for Sacramento. Rose passes to Gasol. It's hauled in by the Kings.
Guys, the Bulls defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
And the Kings pushing it up now. Butler with the steal. And there's a whistle. That goes on Quincy Aces. That's foul number 2 for him.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. As long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
Kufis checked in for Sacramento. Caspi comes in for Rudy Gay. And the Bulls making a change also. Mirotic is checked in. Talking about the Bulls and their rim protection, they had the lowest opponent field goal percentage on shots right at the rim.
Yeah, and it helps when you compare 7-footers down low. It's not just the bigs, though. Even the perimeter players will track back and challenge at the rim. Really a total team effort.
Here's Gasol. The 7-footer falls. Gasol's got 4 this quarter.
They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
McDermott's checked in for Taj Gibson. The Kings trail by 5. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Butler kicks to Rose. Will not go. This is off the front iron. To the paint. And stolen by Mirotic. All alone. And there's Rose on the assist by Butler. Rose has got the lead up to 5 now for the Bulls. It could go. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's a... The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Sacramento, McLemore and Gay on the perimeter. Quincy Acy out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Rondo in at the point. Noah, the pass to Portis. To the wing on the left. Here's McDermott. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
You know, guys, one of the things that is always going to keep you competitive against the West is a good defense. It's one reason why the Bulls tend to be a tougher matchup for teams from the West, because they do D up.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense. Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Chicago calls timeout. Bulls had a good year against the West last season. 17 up, 13 down against the Western Conference.
Yeah, and how about playing 500 or better against every division in the Western Conference? So impressive to think they did so well given how many games some of their starting players missed.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for the Kings. Collison comes in for Rajon Rondo. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Brooks against Collison. Here's Portis. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Portis has got his first points in this one. Cauley Stein dishes to Cousins. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
And as a coach, that's the kind of turnover that drives you nuts.
And, Greg, there's no reason for that turnover to happen. It's just inexcusable.
And Brooks, here we go. It's deflected. They get it back. Here's McDermott. Kept alive. Wants to get it off to Noah and does. And he gets it to go. And the Bulls lead by 7.
That's really the area where they like all of their shots to come from. Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
2 shots.
Well, last season, Greg, another year without playoff basketball in Sacramento. A shame to see some of the best fans in the NBA not be a part of the postseason.
And it's a great point, Kevin. Now, 9 straight years where the Kings have failed to make the postseason. 29-win seasons aren't going to get you very far when you're battling in the West.
Okay, that's a two-pointer, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And even 3-on-3 break. And McLemore shoves it in.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
And Holiday kicks to Rose. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Cousins. McLemore with the ball. And Rose picks him up defensively. Fast break. Here we go. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Puts up a 3. Nice shot by McDermott. McDermott's got 7 points.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Timeout is called. First of the game for Sacramento. Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players, and seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball.
And the Kings making a change here. Acey's checked in. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for the Bulls. Butler comes in for Justin Holiday.
And, you know, we'll never really know the full details of why Malone was fired, but the effect it had on the team was easy to see. Kings really tailspinned out of control afterward. And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Here's Gasol. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Kings trailed by 4.
You know, the Kings, I think, will look back and realize they made a dubious decision the way they handled that coaching change. I mean, lucky for them, they were able to right things, so to speak, by landing George Karl later on. Clearly one of the better coaches in NBA history.
Mirotic is checked in for Taj Gibson. Gasol. The stupendous finish in traffic. Gasol's got 10 points in the game.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. That'll be his second foul of the game. .35 seconds left to play in the third. Collison's shot is good.
They ran that inbounds play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
Rose passes to Butler. It's taken away by Collison. And here we go. McLemore. Oh!
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that. But I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
The drive by Collison. The dish now to McLemore. Over in the corner, AC. And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
The Kings have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
And 72% on the year. I'm sure they'd like to improve that category.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Bulls lead by 4. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. So for Chicago right now, Rose is the 1 with Butler is the 2. Mirotic out there with Dunleavy. And it's Gasol at the 7. Mike Dunleavy is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. And Cousins kicks to AC. Back to Cousins. Shot clock at 6. And that one's good by Gay.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Rose kicks to Dunleavy. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question. I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. Being full throttle ahead. He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
They've been splashing home those threes since halftime.
Marked improvement in their shooting from what we saw to start the game.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
The kick out to Rose. It's blocked. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here.
Yeah, I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Shot clock at 6. Double team on Rose. From downtown. Gay with the block. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Gay. Clock at 2. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Jumps up. Kicks it out to Gay. Rondo dishes to AC. Sacramento moving it around. Here's McLemore. That was incredible.
Jeez, how did he do that? I mean, do you know how he did that? That was straight out of a circus act.
Well, he did seem to be walking the high wire. You're right, Greg. You are right.
Tell you what, guys, that dunk alone worth the price of admission.
And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Kings.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
Shot clock at 5. On its way from Rose for 2. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Guys, what a game. 8 lead changes here.
Yeah, nobody giving up any ground either way, fella.
And don't be surprised if it comes down to the last possession.
Good.
They've stepped up their three-point shooting game in the second half. They're letting it fly out there with reckless abandon.
Not lacking in confidence, and I really like that. Sometimes you see teams get conservative once they get a lead, playing not to lose.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, over that break, I was able to catch the message George Karl was giving to his team. He told his squad, listen, guys, it's close. It's about execution here. If we do that, I like our chances. No hero ball, just trust each other and make a simple play. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Chicago.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. And they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Pulls up for 3. Rose passes to Gibson. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Rose. Left side, Gibson. Here's Dunleavy. Here's Gasol. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
I really thought they did a better job, a much better job of getting it inside in the first half. They've got to get back to throwing it in the paint more here in the second.
1:21 left in the fourth quarter. Gay kicks to AC. To the inside. Here's Cousins. Banked in off the glass.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you're better off sending him to the free throw lines than to have him get that good a look.
Gibson. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
And it's Dunleavy with the rebound.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
Shot's good. And the Bulls lead by 9.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of surge.
That's his second personal foul.
He drops the first one, and that will push the lead to double digits. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah is checked in for Gasol. Portis comes in for Taj Gibson. Mirotic is checked in for Dunleavy. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, you'd like to convert them all, but that should still be enough to secure the win.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
Justin Holiday.
And it's slammed in by Holiday.
Assisted.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here for sure.
The clock now can just run out for the Bulls. Over to the left wing. For the three. Offensive rebound. Brooks kicks to Holiday. And so it's Chicago winning this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.